Yo, quick disclaimer before we get into the real meat and potatoes of the video. This is going to be going over some really controversial stuff. So if you can't handle that, please do click off. It's going over some very sensitive stuff. And, well, honestly, my viewpoints might not be exactly that of people watching. So if you disagree with me, by all means, leave a comment below on why, and maybe we can have an open discussion about it or something. But yeah, no, viewer discretion is heavily advised. Yo, what's up, guys? So today I kind of figured I'd hop on here and talk about something that's absolutely really been getting under my skin as of recent. Now, I mean, you've read the title, and whatnot, so I'll just get right to it. Now, this isn't really on Twitter or X or social media or even YouTube. It's kind of just all over the internet in general. Obviously, if you've been living under a rock and you aren't aware, Charlie Kirk was assassinated back in like September, around that time. He was shot in the neck. It was a brutal murder. It was caused because of his viewpoints. The person who shot him didn't agree with him, so it was that he assassinated him. Ever since this day, people on social media and even fucking Gary's mod have been joking about his death, recreating it, editing it. I'm just gonna play a quick video for you guys to watch. I think it summarizes everything quite well. Yeah, if you ask me, this is all honestly terrible. I don't entirely understand why some people have it in their moral outlook to go out of their way to mock the death of somebody they disagree with politically. Now, most reasoning for his hatred is mostly because of his views on abortion and even the Israel-Palestine situation, which in itself is very hard to get info from because most people who talk about it leave out crucial info that would help me understand a lot better. And the main point I want to touch on, really, is to just generally describe my frustration with how everybody on social media will make fun of Charlie Kirk and make countless edits of him, edit his face over people using AI, make edits of him in stupid situations and memes, and then they'll immediately get upset when somebody jokes about Junko Furuta. Now, if you're not aware, who Junko Furuta is, she was a lady who was kidnapped and tortured and sexually exploited and assaulted for 44 days before she was killed. Now, previously stated, there's some people who find it necessary to joke about her all the time, and from what I've seen, even in response to some of the people joking about Charlie Kirk. But I think personally what upsets me the most about all of this is just the blatant cognitive dissonance and contradiction that is done on this topic. Now, I do wish to state that both individuals, while one experienced more pain in the moment, both were brutally murdered and don't deserve their fate whatsoever. Now, Junko experienced more pain in the moment, but that doesn't mean that she's off limits for the dark humor of these childish people who want to use it. Nothing's off limits to dark humor, actually. That's why it's dark humor. If somebody's so upset by something potentially involving Charlie Kirk, they could stoop to a level of depravity and joke about Junko in response to feel better. And previously stated, while one individual experienced torture and pain unlike anybody else, it's still two families that are without a crucial family member, none of which should be joked about. Both situations involving both individuals are equally tragic and terrible. Junko endured torture beyond human comprehension for days and days and days. She was exploited, she was cut, she was just things I can't say on this video. Charlie's wife, she watched her husband bleed out, die. I mean, lifelong partner brutally killed. I mean, his children watched him get shot in the neck. Their father, their role model, bleeding out and dying. Just dead forever. They're never going to have their father. They're never going to see their father again. Now, reiterating back on what I said, the whole purpose of dark humor is that it's dark. It doesn't have any limits. It pokes fun and makes jokes of really traumatic situations that really get under people's skin and really just generally pokes fun at horrible things that have happened to people. And while you could disagree with Charlie Kirk's political views, or maybe you don't exactly think Junko is a good person or whatever the hell, it really doesn't matter because, like I stated previously, two families without two very crucial people in it. I mean, there's people related to Junko, probably mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, aunts, and uncles who are never going to get to see her again. She's gone forever. I mean, that was a horrible thing that they probably had to endure. Same as Charlie Kirk's family, friends, uncles, sisters, etc. They're never going to get to see him again. We shouldn't joke about any of this. We shouldn't joke about anything of the sorts. Anything. We shouldn't joke about Junko. We shouldn't joke about Charlie. And I personally feel like people are going to come after me for thinking this, but I honestly don't even really care. At the end of the day, it really just feels like people are getting upset over stupid things people say. Now, my heart does go out to all the families and friends of the individuals who are injured by these situations. Nobody deserves something so terrible.